This is 1 Timothy 4:14. Neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy, with the laying on the hands of the presbytery. I'd like to start off by saying, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Kol Haloyim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that's scattered abroad, the Akim and the Akwat that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson is edifying. It's the brother Shawab Omawan, back at you with another lesson. All right. And the title of this lesson is called Salakia, Prophecy, a superior gift. All right. Which, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai gives the ministry different types of talents and gifts. All right. And we as, brothers in this truth, we have to find out what those gifts are, man, and work on those gifts more than our weaknesses. Not saying you can't strengthen yourself in your weaknesses. All right. But whatever you lack in your weaknesses, other brothers will pick up your slack through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. That's why we are one accord, one body. Okay. Again, you can strengthen up your weaknesses. All right. But the best thing for you to do is work on your gifts that the Lord has provided you with, because that's where you're going to be most strong at. Okay. To push. All right. And one of the biggest gifts that brothers have been given to Wada Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah is the gift of prophecy. Okay. Which is the right spirit to be in. All right. Because the Lord is what? The spirit of prophecy. Okay. Let's grab that. This is Revelations 19:10, and it says, and I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushai. Worship Yahweh, for the testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy. Okay? And that's the main thing that we're supposed to be doing on these highways and hedges, man. All right? Constantly prophesying. All right? That is the most superior gift of all that has been given on to us, because that allows us to go out there and present our bodies as a living sacrifice. You see? Shalom. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah Barakatah. Okay? So, again, that gift is the biggest gift, because that's how we're going to present our bodies as that living sacrifice to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? By going out there and dedicating your time and giving your whole effort, okay, to this ministry, to be able to grow in this ministry and help the body out. Okay? So, let's go back to that Salakia. 1 Timothy 4, and I'll start from 11 this time. I mean from 9. It says, this is a faithful saying and worthy of all acceptation. All right. It says, for therefore we both labor and suffer reproach. Okay. That is our main duty, to go out there and labor. All right. The Lord said to be diligent. Okay. To make your election and calling sure. It says, and suffer reproach. Yeah. Because we're made to suffer. All right. Because we were so wicked. All right. We have to give up our bodies as that living sacrifice. And we have to constantly suffer in order for us to receive the reward, all right, of the kingdom. It says, because we trust in the living power, who is the savior of all men, especially of those that believe. These things command and teach. You see, this is a commandment being given to you. These things command and teach. All right. Matter of fact, NLT says, teach these things and insist that everyone learn them. All right. And that's what we do as prophets. We go out there and we try to persuade the minds to turn back to the Lord. All right. But we know, all right, having the understanding of this truth, that not everybody's going to turn to this truth. This truth ain't for everybody. Many are called and few are chosen. Right. It says, let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers. All right. We have to be an example unto the people. All right. So they can follow in the righteous footsteps, because we're following in the footsteps of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. We're walking in the simplicity of Yahweh Shai. All right. So by us going to teaching now, we're giving our people, all right, a chance to be able to reach salvation. It says, in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, and purity, till I come, give attendance to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine. Okay, we have to what? We have to occupy ourselves to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai come. With what? This is how a prudent man foreseeth the evil, and he hideth himself, man. He hides himself in the scriptures by what? By attending to reading, constantly giving exhortation to comfort the flock, all right? And to the doctrine. The doctrine is the most important thing, man, because you got a lot of confusion being spewed out right now, okay? In the midst of Israel, man. But the Lord is not the author of confusion. So we have to find, okay, we have to find a way for us to deal with the truth and stay in the truth, man. Our people hear the truth all the time, but as fast as you hear the truth is as fast as Satan takes you away from it. All right, so we have to find a way to lock in. Okay, we have to constantly, that's what prayer is about, man, for you to really lock in with the Lord. Okay, and if you're of the elect, he's going to give it to you within due time. All right, it says, neglect not the gift that is in thee. All right, which one of the main gift is what? Is faith. That's the most beautiful gift we've been given, to be able to believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, because without faith it's impossible to please him, man. So how can we ever know if we're pleasing Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai without faith, without believing that this word that has been given to you is the truth? Okay, so we cannot neglect that gift. All right, and if you have the gift of faith and you have the wisdom, all right, to be able to teach, that's another gift that you do not neglect, is going out there and teach. Scriptures talk about woe to him that holds his sword back from blood. All right, that means you have this truth and you're putting it in a napkin. Okay, you're grabbing your candle, all right, and you're putting it under a bushel. Let's grab that. This is Matthew 5 and 14. I'll start from 13. It says, disciples and the world, ye are of the salt of the earth, but if the salt have lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted? Yeah, we're the salt of the earth, man. Okay? Everything, Jacob is the former of all things. Everything starts with us. All right? No other nation is like unto us. We're different from all these nations. We're above all these nations. We're a holy priesthood above all these nations, right? But if we don't have Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and we don't have this truth, and we don't know who we are, what kind of salt do you have, man? All right. It says, it is thenceforth good for nothing. You see, you can have all the salt, all right, but if you're not applying in the ways of the Lord, there's no need for you, man. All right. It says, it is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden under foot of men. Ye are the light of the world. A light that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. You see? So, meaning you can't have this truth, man, and then go hide it. You have to keep your candle burning. All right? Your candle has to stay lit. If you allow your candle to go out, it's like the Lord saying, I ain't got no way to relight it for you. So your job is to constantly keep it lit. And how do you keep it lit? By continually taking in oil, which is this truth. All right, you need oil in a lamp to keep the fire burning. All right, so we have to continue to exhort, read, Okay, constantly diving into the scriptures. It says, Salakia, let me go back. There you go. So this is 1 Timothy 4 and 14 again. Neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy. Okay? Us having this truth is no coincidence, man. It's prophecy. This is what the Lord ordained us to have, man. It's this truth. It says, with the laying on the hands of the presbytery, meditate upon these things, give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all. Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine. All right, yeah, we have to examine ourselves before the day of judgment. All right, because if you don't examine yourself, whether you be in the faith, all right, Yahushua said you will be a what? A reprobate mind. Okay, so we have to observe the opportunity, all right, when it concerns our soul. Be not ashamed. All right. It says, take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine, continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. All right, because even though we have to work out our own salvation, okay, we are doing this to save ourselves and those that believe, man. We do it for the elect, okay? So going back to 1 Corinthians, oh, Salakia, well, I wanted 1 Corinthians 14, all right? It says, prophecy, a superior gift. 1 Corinthians 14 and 1. Follow after charity and desire spiritual gifts, but rather you may prophesy. You see, you should desire all the different abilities that the Lord has to provide with us. All right. But the biggest gift of all is to what? Prophesy. Okay. If you have the ability to prophesy, you need to get out there, man, more than ever. Okay. It says, matter of fact, NLT says, let love be your highest goal, but you should also desire the special abilities that the Spirit gives, especially the ability to prophesy. Okay? It says, for he that speaketh in an unknown tongue speaketh not unto men, but unto Yahweh. For no man understandeth him, howbeit in the Spirit he speaketh mysteries. All right? So we are speaking an unknown tongue to the rest of the world, man. Because this is that truth that's been so long without fruit. So to everybody else hearing this truth now, it's like, what is this? What is this about? This is why people can't adapt to it. All right, because they're so used to hearing religion and you know, hearing the story of Jesus and you know, God saving everybody. All right, that when we come and we actually speak that truth, that unknown tongue, all right, they're not able to function. Okay, they're not able to adapt and take it in. All right, this is why to them it's a mystery. See, to us it's not a mystery, man. The Lord says, surely I will do nothing but surely I will do nothing but give my secrets unto the servants, the prophets, man. So it was once a mystery to us, but once it's revealed onto us, all right, it's no longer a mystery. All right, it's us going back into remembrance. Okay, falling back into our lots. It says, but he that prophesieth speaketh unto men to edification. All right. For those that believe, the men, women, and children that are believers, and to also edify, and iron sharpeneth iron. All right. We're going to sharpen up the body. Okay. Within ourselves. It says, but he that prophesieth speaketh unto men to edification. Okay. And exhortation and comfort. All right. We have to constantly be edifying, all right, exhorting this truth, okay, exalting Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, all right. And by doing that, we are able to give comfort onto the elect, all right. Scriptures say, comfort one another with these words. Every time we speak, brothers and sisters come on the comment board, all right. They're being edified through comments on the comment board, all right. And that's bringing them comfort. If we don't come out and we do these lessons, man, our sheep, we're leaving our sheep astray. Okay? Someone that's a shepherd is constantly feeding the sheep and constantly comforting the sheep, making sure that one doesn't stray away. Okay? Shalom, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah Barakatah. So it says, he that speaketh in an unknown tongue, all right, edifieth himself. Okay, meaning what? He personally strengthens himself. It says, but he that prophesieth edifieth the church. Okay, and that's what we're doing, edifying the body. Okay, it says, I would that ye all speak with tongues, but rather that you prophesy. For greater is he that prophesieth than he that speaketh with tongues, except he interpret, that the church may receive edifying. All right, and you have to edify, man. That's why you got to pray to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah before you do lessons, man, to make sure that you are edifying the sheep. All right, because you got people that'll go out there, waste their time, man, and they're not bringing out no edification whatsoever. They're just on the camera, got the mic on, talking nonsense. All right, you have to edify. And Lord willing, every time I do a lesson is edification. All right. It says, Salakia. Now, brethren, it says, if I come unto you speaking with tongues, what shall I profit you, except I shall speak to you either by revelation or by knowledge or by prophesying or by doctrine? Okay, if you're not speaking of any of those things, you're not a prophet. All right, straight up. It's not to be cocky, it's not to be better than anybody. We're not better than anybody else. But the fact of the matter is, if you're not doing those four things, all right, you are not conducting yourself as a true prophet. Okay, we have to speak by revelation. All right, everything that's revealed onto us. Sometimes we speak through revelation, through a vision, through a dream. All right, through experiences that we go through. All right, it says, or by knowledge, yeah, correct doctrine, true knowledge. All right, knowledge not of this world, but knowledge of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So we count all things dung here. All right, to win over the knowledge of Yahweh Shai. Grab that real quick. This is Philippians 3:8. 3:8. And it says, I'll start from 6. It says, concerning zeal, persecuting the church, touching the righteousness which is in the law blameless. But what things were gained to me, those I counted loss for Hamashiach. Yea, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Yahushua Hamashiach, my Lord, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and do count them but dung. You see, we count them as nothing, man. We count it as straight shit, everything on this side. All right. It says, and do count them but dung, that I may win Hamashiach, and be found in him, not having mine own righteousness. Yeah, not having your own understanding. All right. We're doing everything according to the word of the Lord. It says, which is of the law, but that which is through the faith of Hamashiach, the righteousness which is of Yahweh by faith. Okay. So let me go back. 1 Corinthians 14:6. Now, brethren, if I come unto you speaking with tongues, what shall I profit you, except I speak to you either by revelation or by knowledge or by prophesying? Okay? That's how we speak the greatest, man, is prophesying. Because in order for you to prophesy, you have to know the mysteries. So by us being able to go out there three hours at a time, all right, we're able to unravel that mystery for you. You know, put the pieces together in the puzzle that you've been looking for this whole time. Okay. or by doctrine. Okay, which all these things are what? Helpful to the body. And it says, and even things without life, given sound, whether pipe or harp, except they give in a distinction in the sounds, how shall it be known what is piped or harped? Okay, because they don't have sound doctrine. When you have a distinct sound, all right, it's going to give you what? It's going to give you confusion. All right, our sounds are supposed to be what? All in one accord. Okay, we're supposed to be one band, one sound. Okay, it says, for if the trumpet give an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself to the battle? You see, because that's what it's about. We're preparing all the soldiers for the battle. Okay, it says, so likewise ye, except ye utter by the tongue words easy to be understood, how shall it be known what is spoken? For ye shall speak into the air. All right. And when we go out there and exhort, by you giving sound doctrine, you're making the vision clear upon the tables for the people. As opposed to if you don't have that sound doctrine, again, it's confusion, and the Lord is not the author of confusion. Okay. So basically, you're going out there wasting your time if you're not coming to sound doctrine, and you speak into the air, man. You're just a waste of words, basically. Okay. It says, there are, it may be, so many kinds of voices in the world, and none of them is without signification. All right. It says, therefore, if I know not the meaning of the voice, I shall be unto him that speaketh a barbarian. Okay, and he that speaketh shall be a barbarian unto me. Go into this word barbarian. See what it says here. Speak like a barbarian. Barbados. Barbados, yeah. It says, one whose speech is rude, rough, and harsh. Okay, which that's not the one we want, because we really do want, to be rough and harsh with these people. We're going to still try to comfort them at the end of the day. But remember, the Lord was a what? Austere man. That means he was harsh when he came to tell you the truth. It's harsh when we tell it to you. Okay? People tell you the truth and it hurts. It says, one who speaks a foreign or strange language which is not understood by another. Okay? Pretty much what we really want. All right? That strange language. This is a sure language. This is a sure doctrine. This is not a strange woman. Okay, that's why the Lord. Let me grab that real quick. This is Proverbs. I want to say. Hold on. Proverbs. Oh, 6. Oh, no, hold on. 7? Yeah, I think it's 7. This is. Yeah, this is the one I want. This is Proverbs 7. And I'll start from the top real quick. It says, my son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee. Keep my commandments and live, and my law as the apple of thine eye. Bind them up, bind them upon thy fingers, write them upon the table of thine heart. You see, constantly, meditating in them scriptures. All right, what does Joshua 1:8 tell you? All right, that these words, this truth, should not depart from thy mouth. All right, you should meditate in it day and night, so you shall find your way prosperous, successful. Okay, it says, say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman, that they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattereth with her words. Which this whole chapter is twofold. It's talking about women that are harlots, and it's also talking about philosophy. All right, at this moment we're using it as philosophy. All right, The Lord, with the true wisdom, is able to keep you away from the flattering words of that strange woman, meaning that philosophy that's going to creep around. See, it's easy for you to stray away with philosophy, man. That's why there's so much philosophy in the earth. Okay, because it's easy for you to just, and philosophy, what it does is it'll try to put a little bit of truth in it. All right, something that got something to do with the scriptures, make you, to hook you right in. Oh, you see, that's in the Bible too. But that's how Satan comes. That's how that strange woman comes. She comes and seduces you with speech, with words, enticing words. Okay, but we're not of man's wisdom. We are of the Lord's wisdom. Okay, so it says, yeah, that was the point. Don't need to keep reading. All right, let me go back to 1 Corinthians 14 and 11. It says, therefore, if I know not the meaning of the voice, I shall be unto him that speaketh a barbarian, and he that speaketh shall be a barbarian unto me. Okay, you're basically as a foreigner considered. All right. So it says, even so ye, for as much as ye are zealous of spiritual gifts, seek that ye may excel to the edifying of the church. Okay? You should be in that spirit of wanting to receive more spiritual gifts. Because every time the more gifts you receive, the more it strengthens the church, the body. Okay, it says, wherefore let him that speaketh in an unknown tongue pray that he may interpret. For if I pray in an unknown tongue, my spirit prayeth, but my understanding is unfruitful. Okay, what is it then? I will pray with the spirit, and I will pray with the understanding also. I will sing with the spirit, and I will sing with the understanding also. Okay? So you have to pray for understanding. Okay? Pray for the spirit, to be put in the spirit of this truth, constantly meditating in it. All right? Being filled with the knowledge of the Lord. Okay? And then when you get that, all right, you got to continually keep praying for more understanding, man. That the Lord exhorts you and allows you to understand everything that comes your way. All right. And sometimes it might take a little longer for certain things because it's a certain process to it, man. Remember, everything is through thy precepts I get understanding. Okay. It says, else when thou shalt bless with the spirit, how shalt thou occupy the room of the unlearned? Say amen at thy giving of thanks, seeing he understandeth not what thou sayest. For verily givest thanks well, but the other is not edified. All right, let me grab that on the NLT from 13. It says, so anyone who speaks in tongues should pray also for the ability to interpret it, what has been said. For if I pray in tongues, my spirit is praying, but I don't understand what I am saying. Well then, what shall I do? I pray in the spirit, and I will also pray in words I understand. I will sing in the spirit, and I will also sing in words I understand. For if you praise Yahweh only in the spirit, how can those who don't understand you praise Yahweh along with you? Yeah, because it's just not about doing it for ourselves, man. All right, we're doing it we're setting that example onto the others to be able to follow it. Okay? And Jake is the type that you have to show Jake over and over and over again how to do things, man. Because it doesn't register the first time. That's why the Lord is always repetitive in the scriptures, because nothing ever registers with Jake the first time. Okay? It says, for verily, I say, you will be given thanks very well, but it won't strengthen the people who hear you. I thank Yahweh that I speak in tongues more than any of you, but in a church meeting, I would rather speak 5 understandable words to help others than 10,000 words in an unknown language. And you have Jake that'll do that, man. They'll just keep talking and talking and talking and not hitting no points, not taking it home, the lesson. Okay? And it's ultimately because they're still unlearned, all right? They're leaning to their own understanding. All right, when you speak, man, when you, again, before you do lessons, man, you got to pray to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. I pray all the time that the Lord be with my mouth as he always has been, okay? Because the Lord is with our mouth. So that prayer is important, okay? Because what scripture say? Death and life is in the power of the tongue. All right, so what comes out your mouth is very important. So you want the Lord to guide your mouth in the righteous way, man. So nothing that comes out of your mouth is a uncertain sound. Okay. It says, let me see how much more on here. Yeah, I'll keep going. It says, wherefore tongues are for a sign, not to them that believe, but to them that believe not. But prophesying serveth not for them that believe not, but for them which believe. If therefore the whole church be come together into one place, and all speak with tongues, and there come in those that are unlearned or unbelievers, will they not say that ye are mad? And that's how it would be too. Okay, you'll have them people that they are offended because they don't have understand it and we do. Okay, it makes them frustrated. Our spirit gonna irk their demon on that. It says, but if all prophesy, and there come in one that believeth not, or one unlearned, he is convinced of all, he is judged of all. And thus are the secrets of his heart made manifest. And so falling down on his face, he will worship Yahweh and report that Yahweh is in you of a truth. Okay? Let me read it. I'll read it from 22 in the NLT real quick for better understanding. So you see that the speaking in tongues is a sign not for believers, but for unbelievers. Prophesy, however, prophecy, however, is for the benefit of believers, not unbelievers. Even so, if unbelievers or people who don't understand these things come into your church meeting and hearing everyone speaking in an unknown language, they will think you are crazy. All right. And what happens is they become, let me grab this. Jude. This is Jude 1 and 10. But these speak evil of those things which they know not, but what they know naturally as brute beasts, and those things they have corrupted themselves. It says, woe unto them, for they have gone in the way of Cain, and ran greedily after the error of Balaam for reward, and perished in the gainsaying of Kor. This is the point I really want. I should have got it from there instead. It says, these are spots in your feasts of charity. Yeah, because these are feasts. When we're coming out here and we're bringing out the word, when we're doing sit downs, this is a feast of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, basically, man. It says, when they feast with you, feeding themselves without fear. Okay. It says, without fear, clouds they are without water, carried about of winds, trees whose fruit withered without fruit, twice dead, plucked up by the roots. So these are clouds without water, meaning they have no truth. They have no sound doctrine. Okay? Carried about of winds, carried about with all these different philosophies. All right? It says trees whose fruit we are considered as trees. It says trees without fruit. Okay? Meaning what? Trees without fruit. Trees whose fruit withered without fruit. Okay? Meaning that you withered away in this truth. You were starting to grow, okay, but you ain't keep your candle lit. You ain't keep yourself watering, man. You didn't keep watering your best garden. All right? So what happens is that you wither away. What happens with a plant when you don't constantly water it, man? If you're watering it every day and the sun is hitting it, it's going to grow beautiful. It's going to go straight up, strong. The root itself is going to grow strong. But if you don't water that root, you'll start to see that shit shrink, and then it'll eventually wither away, turns brown, and it dies. Okay? And then it says twice dead, because you were once in the congregation of the dead. You see? but then the Lord healed you, and now you just went back into being dead. All right, so you just, it's no point. Okay? It says plucked up by the roots. Going back to what I just said, when a root is strong in a plant, you're not touching that plant. It's gonna grow beautiful. But if it's dead, what do? You weed it out. You take it out. It says raging waves of the sea, foaming out their own shame, wandering stars, to whom is reserved the blackness and darkness forever. So what happens is they become raging waves, foaming out their own shame. They become scoffers. And then they'll just start going astray from there, man. Becoming a whole complete demon. And then the Lord's going to reserve you to blackness and darkness forever. You're going to stay in that state of mind, lost. All right? So going back to 1 Corinthians 14. All right? And 23. If unbelievers or people who don't understand these things come into your church meeting and hearing everyone speaking in an unknown language, they will think you are crazy. But if all of you are prophesying and unbelievers or people who don't understand these things come into your meeting, they will be convicted of sin and judged by what you say. And it happens every time. Even us ourselves, when we came into this truth, we were convicted, man. We were condemned by the word. And it's the same thing that happens to these. But see, you're supposed to be condemned by the word, feel it in the spirit, and change. These niggas are the type that'll just feel some type way, and then they just keep going about their lives. And again, they'll just become scoffers. Now you hear them talking shit all the time. All right, now they be having miserable lives. Okay. It says, and they listen, their secret thoughts will be exposed, and they will fall to their knees and worship Yahweh, declaring Yahweh is truly here among you. Because at the end of the day, man, all knees shall bow down to Yahweh Shai. Okay? This is continuing. It says, how is it then, brethren, when ye come together, every one of you has a psalm, has a doctrine, has a tongue, has a revelation, has an interpretation? Let all things be done unto edifying. All right, we're supposed to be doing what? Everything decently and in order, as the scriptures say. If any man speak to you in an unknown tongue, let it be by two, or at the most by three, and that by course, and let one interpret. Yeah, because when 2 and 3 come in, then when 2 and 3 come in my name, I am in the midst of thee. Okay, that spirit is out. All right, and this is basically telling you how you prophesy when we go on the highways and hedges. All right, you'll have, unless you're by yourself or just you and another brother. All right, there's always one that leads the camp. All right, and the other two are also there to sharpen up the iron. All right, to also edify. All right, and it says, but if there be no interpreter, let him keep silence in the church, and let him speak to himself and to Yahweh. Okay. Let the prophet speak 2 or 3, and let the other judge. Okay. See, we're because you got people that be like, oh, well, you're not supposed to be judging. What you mean? All right. The Lord just told us, man. He said, let the prophet speak 2 or 3. All right. And let the others judge. Okay. It says, if anything be revealed to another that sitteth by, let the first hold his peace. For ye may all prophesy one by one, that all may learn and all may be comforted. You see, this is why we have to prophesy. All right, because we learn. Prophesying is a form of studying, man. Okay, watching a lesson is a form of studying. Reading is studying. These are all different ways of prophesying. Okay, it says, all the spirits, and the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. All right, which that is reincarnation. Okay, it says, for Yahweh is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. Okay, hold on. Let your women keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law. And if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home. Okay? Yeah, if you're a woman that's in this truth and you have a husband, all right, you should not be seeking no counsel from no other man. All right, you should be seeking it from your man. Okay? It says, for it is a shame for women to speak in the church. What came the word of Yahweh came Salaki, what? Came the word of Yahweh out from you, or came it onto you only? If any man think himself to be a prophet or spiritual, let him acknowledge the things that I write unto you, the commandments of the Lord. But if any man be ignorant, let him be ignorant. All right. So if we're going to come to be as prophets and spiritual, we have to abide by the way that the Lord has made us come. Okay. We have to what? Speak as the oracles. All right. Let me grab that real quick. This. This is Hebrews 5:12, and it says, for the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teacheth you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of Yahweh, and are become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat. Excuse me. All right. So you're gonna what? You're gonna be the type that's gonna take in the milk first, the milk and cookies, all right, the basics, and then you're able to move forward, all right, with the meat of the scriptures. All right. Now you're able to chew on the meat and spit out the bones. All right. It says, 1 Peter 4:11, if any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of Yahweh. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which Yahweh giveth, that Yahweh in all things may be glorified through Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, to whom be praise and dominion forever. Amen. Okay, so that's how we got to come, speaking as the oracles of Yahweh. All right, going back to 14 to finish it up. It says, wherefore, brethren, covet to prophesy. All right, meaning what? Be eager. It says, forbid not to speak with tongues. Let all things be done decently and in order. All right, let's grab, since I keep talking about the body, 2 chapters back, 1 Corinthians 12. Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'll keep reading. Ye know that ye were Gentiles carried away onto dumb idols, even as you were led. All right, talking about Israelite foreigners. Wherefore I give you to understand that no man speaketh by the Spirit of Yahweh calleth Yahweh Shai accursed, and that no man can say that Yahweh Shai is the Lord, but by the Holy Spirit. Now there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit. And there are differences of administrations, but the same Lord. And there are diversities of operations, but it is the same God which worketh all in all. But the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man, Salaki, but the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man to profit withal. For to one is given by the Spirit the word of wisdom, to another word of knowledge by the same Spirit, to another faith by the same Spirit, to another the gifts of healing by the same Spirit, to another the working of miracles, and to another prophecy, and to another discerning of spirits, to another diverse kinds of tongues, to another the interpretation of tongues. You see, so we all come in different from different walks, but we're all coming in the same exact spirit. We all have different gifts and talents, all right, but they all are the same, coming from what? From Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. We're all in one accord. Okay, it says, but all these worketh that one in the same self spirit, dividing to every man several as he will. For as the body is one It has many members, and all the members of that one body, being many, are one body, so also is Hamashiach. For by one Spirit are we all baptized in one body, into one body, whether we be Jews or Gentiles, Israelite foreigners, whether we be bond or free, and have been all made to drink in one Spirit. For the body is not one member, but many. All right. And this body is filled with members. Okay. The true body being filled with 144,000, man. Okay. 12,000 from each tribe. It says, for if the ear shall say, because I am not the eye, I am not of the body, it is therefore not of the body. If the whole body were an eye, where were the hearing? If the whole were hearing, where were the smelling? But now has Yahweh set the members, every one of them, in the body as it has pleased him. You see? So you have the gifts that you have, okay? Because that's what the Lord sees you fit for. That's why I say not so much to worry on your weaknesses, but keep worrying on your strengths, man, because your strengths is only making the body stronger and stronger. Okay, whatever is lacked, the rest of the body will pick it up, okay, through the Spirit, and eventually you will end up picking it up and be strengthened in that. Okay, so it says, but now are they not many members, yet but one body. And the eye cannot say unto the hand, I have no need of thee, nor again the head to the feet, I have no need of you. Why? Because we're all connected. Okay. It says, nay, much more those members of the body which seem to be more feeble, okay, meaning the weakest, it says, are necessary. All right. The strongest and the weakest put together is what makes the whole body. Okay. And the weakest is the one that is the most important, man, because the strong ones will always continue to pick up the one that is weak, which is going to tell you right here. It says, and those members of the body which we think to be less honorable, upon these we bestow more abundant honor. Yeah, and us as brothers, we have to come in a certain sincere spirit, man. Like if you see a brother that's a weaker, okay, you're actually supposed to stoop yourself down low below him. You know, that's showing true meekness, true humbleness. Okay, it says, we bestow more abundant honor, and our uncomely parts have more abundant comeliness. For our comely parts have no need, but Yahweh has tempered the body together, having given more abundant honor to the part which lacked. You see? There should be no schisms in the body. Okay? But that the members should have the same care one for another. All right, let me go into this word schisms. Schisms goes into schisma. It says, metaphorically, a division, a dissension. Okay? Remember, the Lord said that we have to be all in one accord. He said, mark those that cause division. Okay? We're not supposed to be in that spirit, man. We're supposed to be all in the same mindset. All right? So it says, and whether one member suffer, all the members suffer with it, or one member be honored, all the members rejoice with it. Now ye are the body of Hamashiach, and members in particular, and Yahweh has set some in the church, first apostles, secondarily prophets, thirdly teachers, after that miracles, then gifts of healing, helps, governments, diversities of tongues. Are all apostles? Are all prophets? Are all teachers? Are all workers of miracles? Having all the gifts of healing? Do all speak with tongues? Do all interpret? But covet earnestly the best gifts, and yet show I unto you the more excellent way. You see? So, you know, we can be all of them things right there. All right. We pretty much are all of them through the spirit, man. Because you're going to desire to want to be, you're going to desire to want to have all those different spiritual gifts. Okay. It says, you know, prophets, teachers, miracles, gifts of healing, speak in tongues. That's why it tells you at the end, it says, matter of fact, the NLT says, so you should earnestly desire the most helpful gifts. But now let me show you a way of life that is best of all. All right. You should desire these things, man. Let me grab I'm gonna grab two more chapters, little chapters, and I'll end it through this. I'll end it there. All right, this is First Corinthians 4. All right. Give me 1 second. You know what? Let me see. Let me see something real quick. Give me 1 second, Salakia. I want to see something. Notes here. Damn. Got it in my mind. All right, I'll just look one more time, and if I don't get it, it's all right. Oh, here it is. All right, now, Salakia. I had a preset, but I didn't think I didn't know if it went with it. It didn't. All right, Salakia. So going back, it says, servants of Yahweh Shah Hamashiach. It says, let no man show account of us as the ministers of Hamashiach and stewards of the mysteries of Yahweh. Moreover, is this a one I wanted? Hold on. Oh, hold on. It's Second Corinthians. Yeah, this is Second Corinthians 4:1. It says Paul's apostolic ministry. All right. It says, therefore, seeing we have this ministry, as we have received mercy, we faint not. Okay. We never give up. We keep pushing always, but have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, not working in craftiness, nor handling the word of Yahweh deceitfully, but by manifestation of the truth, commending ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of Yahweh. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world has blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, who is the image of Yahweh, should shine unto them. For we preach not ourselves. Okay, we don't preach ourselves. We preach Yahweh Shai, man. But Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, our Lord, and ourselves, your servants, for Yahweh Shai's sake. For Yahweh, who has commanded the light to shine out of darkness, all right, has shined in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of Yahweh and the face of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. But we have this treasure in earthen vessels, man. We have a special, okay, a special treasure in this flesh that we have, man. That the excellency of the power may be of Yahweh and not of ourselves, not of us. Okay. And you got people that have that mentality. They boast themselves. They puff themselves up in knowledge. Okay. It says, we are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, yet not in despair. Persecuted, but not forsaken. Cast down, but not destroyed. Always bearing about in the body and the dying, always bearing about in the body the dying of the Lord Yahushai, that the life also of Yahushai might be made manifest in our body. For we which lived are always delivered unto death for Yahushai's sake, that the life also of Yahushai might be made manifest in our mortal flesh. So then death worketh in us, but life in you. We having the same spirit of faith, according as it is written, I believe, and therefore I have spoken. We also believe, therefore speak. Okay? Again, you're not supposed, what did the scripture say, man? Woe if I preach not the gospel. Okay? Matter of fact, preach not the gospel. That's why, see, we have no choice but to come out here and bring out this word, man. This is this is 1 Corinthians 1 and 1 Corinthians 9, and let me grab it from, give me 1 second. Okay. I'll start from 13. It says, do you not know that they which minister about holy things live of the things of the temple? And they which wait at the altar are partakers with the altar? It says, even so has the Lord ordained that they which preach the gospel should live of the gospel. Yeah, it's not about just going on camera and posing, man. All right, it's about what you do off camera also. Okay, you have to live what you preach. It says, but I have used none of these things, neither have I written these things, that it should be done, that it should be so done unto me. For it were better for me to die than that any man should make glorying void. Okay, let me read that in the NLT. In the same way, the Lord ordered those who preach the good news should be supported by those who benefit from it. Yet I have never used any of these rights, and I am not writing this to suggest that I want to start now. In fact, I would rather die than lose my right to boast about preaching without charge. Okay? Going into that, knowledge puffeth up. It says, yet preaching the good news is not something I can boast about. I am compelled by Yahweh to do it. You see? Matter of fact, let me grab it from 16 and the KJV. It says, for though I preach the gospel, I have nothing to glory of, for necessity is laid upon me. Okay? The Lord will put the spirit on us to do it. We have no choice, man. If you see a brother out there prophesying, it's because the Lord put the spirit on him to go out there. If he's not out there, it's because the spirit's not on him at that moment. It says, for necessity is laid upon me. Yeah, woe is unto me if I preach not the gospel. Woe means destruction. So destruction is going to come to me if I don't preach the gospel. All right? That's why, as prophets, you need to get your asses up and go out there and bring out the word, man. And if you're bringing out the word and you're constantly doing what you're supposed to, this ain't pertaining to you. This is pertaining to those that are being lukewarm, man. Those that are half and half. Okay? They don't know what they should do. They have the gift of bringing out the word, but they're sitting on their ass doing nothing, man. Haggai, the first chapter goes into that. You know? That's basically what we're spiritually doing to this day. We're not building that spiritual temple that we're supposed to be building. Okay? You're supposed to constantly build and add to the ministry. We're lively stones. Lively means to be active. in the truth. Okay, so in Haggai, it was talking about the actual temple that they had stopped building. Okay, Cyrus was allowing them to build it, but then oppositions stopped it. Okay, but it's the same spirit that our people are in today. All right, they're being lazy and they're just in that spirit, as in like the Lord is not about to come tomorrow, man. That's why it tells you, boast not thyself in tomorrow. Let me grab that up. I think that's Proverbs 27. Proverbs 27:1. Boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring. Okay? You don't know what you're going to have tomorrow, man. You might not be here tomorrow. That's why the Lord said, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord. Put off not day to day, for sudden destruction shall come upon you. Okay? Oh, these damn geese. See? These geese right here, they're all in one accord. You see? That's how we are in the body. All in one accord. Look at this. All in one accord. They all move to the left. They all move to the right. My bad. Thought I shared that since we was talking about body being in one accord. Okay. So again, it says Proverbs 27:1, boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring. All right, take key to the word now. Okay. Going back to 2 Corinthians 4. 13. Hold on, let me make sure. Okay, yeah, continuing. It says, we having the same spirit of faith, according as it is written, I believed, and therefore have I spoken. We also believe, and therefore speak. Excuse me. Knowing that he which raised up the Lord Yahushua shall raise up us also by Yahushua, and shall present us with you. For all things are for your sakes. All right. Scriptures say that we are fools for Yahushua's sake, man. It says, for all things are for your sakes, that the abundant grace might through the thanksgiving of many rebound to the glory of Yahweh. For which cause we faint not. Okay. But though our outward man perish, yet inward man is renewed day by day. Okay. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. Putting your putting that spiritual money in that spiritual bank account. Okay. The things here are temporal, man. We set our affections on the things above, man. The things to come is for eternity. Okay. But that's pretty much the point. Let me just see one more chapter. So I know I looked at this earlier. One second. There was a certain spot I wanted it at. You suffer the fan, the rush, I write the century. Let me grab this right here. Since I was saying this before about being puffed up with knowledge. No, that's all right. I ain't gonna bring that up. That's the point. All right. So basically the point was, to not neglect the gift of prophesying, man. If you have the power to go out there, All right. You got to go out there and prophesy, man. That's why I was speaking about the body, how we're supposed to be all in one accord. That's why I brought out First Corinthians, the 14th chapter. All right. Explaining, telling us what we're supposed to be doing as prophets, man. All right. The what was the title of it? All right. The title of the lesson was Slakia. The title of the lesson was called Prophecy, a Superior Gift. All right. And that's the main spirit that we're supposed to be in, because Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. All right. So, hey, Lord willing that the lesson was edifying. All right. So, with that being said, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Holoyim La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Akwat that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom. Keep fighting the good fight of faith, enduring as good soldiers of Yahweh Shai. You sisters, keep being silent, keep learning. Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatah. Shalom.